The one thing I said on live the other day was I feel as if a lot of people take basketball like almost too seriously, and it's not as if like you shouldn't be committed and want to be successful and like all these other things, right? But at some point you got to put it in perspective, especially if you play basketball with a lot of fear. Because what I always say is like if you're scared, then you got to you're looking at something the wrong way. Like you have the wrong perspective if you're scared of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Because I always think of it like life is so much bigger than basketball. There's people who literally can't play. I remember one of my teammates asked me like, "Why do you go so hard?" And I'm like, "Bro, there's literally people who cannot play basketball. Like they want to play." And I was friends with one of them. There's this dude at my school. His name was Cody, and he was like a shaken baby. I think that's what it's called. He used to play one on one with this dude every day. You know what I'm saying? And I know like he used to be at every game. I know he wishes he could play. And so like when I have that perspective, it's like if all right, if I'm gonna do this thing, it's like I don't have any reason to have fear. You know what I mean? Like I don't have any reason to not go as hard as I can. Like that's just how I always felt. And so you're gonna do it anyway, so why not just go your hardest? But yeah, before we get going, don't forget if you want like anything training wise, I got shooting resources and like workout plans and the academy and all that stuff on grandmasterhoops.com. It's in my bio if you just want to go to the website. And there's really good workout plans in there. I think I have 3 of them that worked for a lot of people. They work for my students. I tested them before I gave them out. I also have the academy on there where I do like online film study stuff. I'm gonna try to put out a new video in the next 2 days on there too, where it's like in depth. I do like high school European games. I did the 18U for Spain, like the Real Madrid versus Barcelona. So I got that up there, and I did put the shooting map on my website. So if whoever had asked me about the shooting map, I put that on my website. It's under free resources, and I kind of explain like how to use it. And so yeah, I put that up there yesterday because somebody reminded me. So um, yeah, and I think the last thing I want to do before I answer, because I think I'm strictly just gonna like answer questions as much as I can. The other thing I want to put out there is, you know, when it comes to training, like, and I'm always gonna say this, I think people have to be more literal with their training because I get so many questions that are self-answering, and it's like, okay, how do I get good at shooting left-hand floaters? It's like, okay, shoot left-hand floaters. You know what I'm saying? I just think people don't want to accept the volume that it takes. It's like if they'll be like, oh yeah, I shot 50 left-hand floaters today, and I'm like, okay, do 200 a day and see what happens. You know what I mean? So like whatever you're doing, simplify it and times it by 4. Like the amount you think is right, times it by 4, and then you'll actually start to see results. And I'm about getting the best results, the fastest results, and so that's why I always kind of go to the most extreme amount. Like I'm like, okay, make 1,000 jump shots a day, see what happens. You know what I mean? Like I always go to the most extreme because I feel like it'll speed up the process. It's like I want to get this done now, fast, and be the best. It's like, okay, do a lot right now, perfectly. But that's really my take on that. Yeah, the 10,000 hours, that shit is real. My thoughts on the Thompson twins. They can't shoot worth a shit. I got to do more film study though. Defensively though, monsters. Defensively, monsters. The growth on my viewers is insane. I appreciate it. Usually it does start out like this, and then a few people drop off here and there, which is cool. I try to go live every Sunday for anybody that doesn't know. I always talk basketball a little bit, but then if you want questions or if you want to ask me questions, then that's cool. I answer questions. Um, can I talk about how Kobe got underrated after his death? I don't know, bro. I wouldn't say he got underrated after. I think because I grew up watching him. You know what I'm saying? From like 05. Like I just missed the Kobe and Shaq era. I was too young to just even know that was happening. So I just missed it when Shaq left and went to the Heat. That's when I started watching basketball. And, I think the conversation around Kobe really hasn't changed much. I just think we forget what the conversation was. It's like when he was playing, people thought he was a top, 5 player already. You know what I'm saying? They thought like they literally it was like a him, MJ. That was literally the conversation. And now, and I used to like talk shit because I didn't like the Lakers, but I always liked Kobe. So I'd always like, Kobe's not top 10 shit. You know what I mean? So I used to do that all the time. But in reality, like, he's a top, 3 basketball player, like at least skill wise. You know what I'm saying? So that's not even a debate. What does it take to reach a high level? What are the steps to reach it? So I think what's crazy is I'm actually gonna put together a video on YouTube about it, like how Kobe did it. But I think to be honest, to reach the highest level, first of all, you gotta have, like, I'm always gonna say this, I'm always gonna stand by this. You need a mentor, plain and simple. Whether it's your mom or your dad, or your coach, or what I'm saying, somebody just older than you that knows how to put you in the right. Because you have to. The thing about it is you have to play against the best competition, and you have to know how to practice. And then you have to figure out, okay, how do I move myself to better competition? Like, once you get really good in your area, how do you move to the next level of competition? Like, that's what I didn't do. I didn't know that's what I was supposed to do. So when I was in middle school, like, I started off playing YMCA, and I'm like destroying these people from the YMCA, and I'm an all-star in the small fry league, and then I'm playing well in our little summer tournaments where we go to small towns. And so I didn't know that I was supposed to look for the next level the next level after after I beat that. Sorry for my speech, can't talk right now. After I beat these people and I was better than all these people, I didn't know, like, I was supposed to figure out where better competition was. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I think you gotta have like a solid level of athleticism, because someone had made a post about high level pros, and how they're all like pretty athletic. And I think people only think of athletic as fast or jumping high, but you also have to take account for footwork and coordination, and the ability to control your body and balance and speed and all these other things. And you have to have those things in order to compete. You have to meet like a certain baseline in order to compete with the best athletes, because you're going to run into freak athletes, and if you don't have the baseline athleticism, they're going to destroy you. And so I think you need to meet that requirement. And I can't really put like a number on it or like show you what it looks like, but you got to be decent in all the categories that I just named off. Then you got to have, I think the next thing is just focus. Like, the amount of kids that I try to teach how to shoot and they don't get it right, it's literally because they refuse to focus. They refuse to stand in front of the rim and do form shots for more than 5 minutes. I swear to you, I've tried so many different times, and some of the players that get it and they do it, they become better shooters. Some of the players are just like, I don't want to do this, and they're complaining and they can't focus, and they'll do 3 of them, and then they're off doing some other shit. You're not going to make it. So you have to have like a real level of focus to, just do the work, because it's hard. Like, if you go and you miss 10 shots in a row while you're practicing, are you going to give up? Or are you going to lock in and be like, okay, I need to make this. I need to do the right thing. And then being taught, you got to go to the camps and go to basketball camps, be taught by good coaches. Like, that matters a lot. Coaches matter. So if you can figure out how to play for good coaches, or just recognize good coaches, be able to have your parents recognize who's a good coach, who's a bad coach, who should you play for, things like that. And then after that, I think the next thing is, I think this is probably the last piece, because I'll probably forget something else. I'll have a different answer maybe in a year, but the last piece is the ability to go through the emotional, I don't even know what to call it, like turmoil or whatever, just the things that come along with it emotionally when you're trying to get to a high level, when it's like you played bad this day, or you had a bad practice, or you're not getting in the game, or just whatever it is. Like, so many things that come along, frustration, if you get injured or you twist your ankle, things like that, you got to be able to deal with all those things emotionally and figure out how to take those negative emotions and turn it into energy. Like, that's what I did. Every time I had a negative emotion, whether it was frustration or anger or sadness or whatever, I would use that energy to practice basketball, like, as fierce as I possibly could. And so that's kind of how I dealt with it when I was trying to, reach the high level that I wanted to. And I think you got to figure that out, whether it's having help from your parents. I think just having good parents, bro, is so undefeated. I swear to you, it is. Just having like an adult in your life that's like a good person that's going to help you, that's just undefeated. And so, yeah, navigating those type of things, and knowing where to play, and just and I think having the last part is like self-awareness, just knowing yourself, and being able to handle the criticism of somebody saying you're slow, or you can't shoot, or you suck at defense. Like, are you going to take that and be like, okay, I'm going to work on these things, and have the ability to see the flaws within yourself and work on those? Like, I think those are the things that you need. But I probably forgot something, but I think that's kind of the gist of it. Is mid-range game the best part of basketball? Depends who you are. I like it. Players to watch for triple threat: Kobe, MJ, Carmelo Anthony. Easily top triple threat players. What do you think? Amen. Intelligence. What do I think his ceiling is? I don't really know. I gotta dig deeper on him. I don't know much about the Thompson twins. You know what I'm saying? I just know that they gotta work on shooting, and things like that. But other than that, I don't really know. I don't really watch bad basketball, bro. I don't watch the Pistons. Just straight up. Yeah, and it's like somebody said about the Drew Hanlon thing again. It's like he trains people that are pros already, and I don't know how young he starts with them, so like that's not for me to say. But everybody looks good when you're training pros. So can you take somebody who has like minimal skill and make them great? That's the test, and that's the test that I'm putting myself through. That's why I coach high schoolers and middle schoolers, and I take the underrated players who just like really need help. And what did I miss? How do you work on your pickups? I mean, that's another self-answering question. You know what I mean? Like literally dribble, pick the ball up, and just watch how other people do it. I think watching and learning is a staple. Like if you can't watch and learn, you're probably going to struggle a lot. I'm just going to be honest with you. But I could turn them into shooters in one summer. I promise you that. I just know the formula. You know what I'm saying? I've done it too many times. And they don't have to go to school and shit. They have all day. So yeah. Literally, if the Thompson twins like hit me up, I'd be like, yeah, bro, I can turn you into a shooter. I think I can turn anybody into a shooter. Anybody that can focus. That's what I should say. To go from 15. But there's a lot of, think about, this is what I said last time. It's like the reputation always hurts you, but no one knows that Rondo actually became a really good shooter. Nobody knows that Patrick Beverley actually became a 40% three-point shooter. You know what I'm saying? But when you think about him, you don't think about shooting because of the first impression. And so it's doable. It's just everything that's doable is not always easy. You know what I'm saying? What will your life advice TikTok account be called? I don't know if I want to give that out. I think I kind of just want to start it and grow like organically. I don't know. Because it's the one yeah. I was already about to say too much. I don't know. I might give it out at some point because I'm still kind of going back and forth of whether I want to do it. I started the process of it and then I archived all the videos, and I've done that twice. And like that's how I know that I'm gonna do it eventually, because people don't even know I did that with my basketball page. I had before this one. I had 2 basketball pages that I started up, and like I got a bunch of followers on Instagram already, and like nobody really knows me. And then like NBA players are following me and like liking my stuff, and then I just got rid of it. You know, I did that twice before I did this page and like just went all in. And so I think the same thing's happening with the other stuff. I think right now I'm focused on, you know, getting through the next 2 months with what I'm doing before I just take that seriously. So we'll see. How do I translate the things I learn in film to the game? I think you got to be intentional. Like to translate things that you watch and see on film, you got to be super intentional with, you know, wanting to do that. And so there was times where people always say is like, oh, you shouldn't plan your moves or plan what you're going to do. But sometimes you got to do that to like see how it feels. Like I've done that so many times where it's like, okay, I'm about to really try. I'm just going to try this move on this person. I don't give a fuck if it works or not. I just need to try it and see if I can convince them that it's going to work and try to go to the basket. Like you got to be conscious. And you got to earn the right to not think. That's what I said before. It's like, you're not just going to be out here playing thoughtless off your instincts, and you got bad instincts. It just does not make any sense to do that. And so, yeah, to translate it, you got to be intentional. Like you see something, go and practice it 1-on-0 and go and practice it 1-on-1 and then try it at an open gym. Just see if it works. Like in your mind, be conscious and aware enough to be like, okay, when I get the ball, I'm going to try a jab step back or whatever it is. I don't know whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And really just do it. Like it's that simple, and see what it works, see why it works, see why it didn't work. Keep tweaking it. Even when you do 1-on-1s, like same thing. Okay, I'm gonna try to hezzy and read it and then just go straight to the cup and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you have to do that in order to get things to translate. And then once you get good at it, then you can kind of do it off instincts, but you got to have like some type of thought process. You know, you got to be conscious of what you're doing. And the only way to be conscious of what you're doing is you can't be afraid, and you can't be like nervous or anxious, because you'll only be thinking about that. You won't be aware. You know what I'm saying? Like when you feel those type of emotions, one thing I heard somebody say, which is really smart, is like it takes your thinking down by like 2/3. You know what I'm saying? Like your thought, your level, your I cannot speak right now. Your ability to think goes down by 2/3 when you're nervous in the game or anxious or whatever it is. And so you have to overcome that first, to where it's like no matter what setting you're in, there's just no fear there. And you could feel a little butterflies or whatever, but like once the game is actually going, if the game is going and you're scared during the action, like you're screwed. And so you got to get over that part first. And then once you get over that, then you can be more conscious of like just being aware of what's happening. And just sometimes you grab the ball and you just start looking around and reading situations. Like just be super aware. That's what it is. Because like think how aware you would be if you played fourth grade basketball right now. You wouldn't feel, you would just be hyper aware of everything. And so you got to be able to get that level of awareness to translate to the level you play at right now. That's what it is. And you do that by just getting better and not caring so much about, makes and misses and all that kind of stuff. What should you look for when you catch the ball? Space and feet. Yeah, I think just being like when you first catch it, I think you got to start paying attention before you catch it. So that's the thing that a lot of people don't know is like before you catch the ball, you have to be reading. You know what I'm saying? So even if you're just spotting up, you got to start reading, okay, like somebody's over there doing this. Okay, there's really not any help. So then you know that. So then when you catch the ball, you're already halfway there, and even the person that's guarding you, you got to read their positioning, before you catch the ball, because when you catch it, you have to know, okay, what direction are they closing out from? Or are they already in deny? Or are they already laying off? Like you got to know these things before you catch it. It's not when you catch it. And then that makes everything a lot easier. But if you just have it, let's say you just have it and they're playing straight up defense, then it's like, yeah, look for space. See if your teammates are cutting or setting screens or whatever it is. And just kind of, see what the help's doing. And then read your defender's positioning. You got to know what type of defender you're playing against too. Like that's super important. And Paul George said the same thing on a podcast recently. And this is what I always had been saying too. And like everybody says this, that's really good. Like he said, you got to know what type of defender is guarding you. You got to know, okay, are they going to go for this move, or are they good at sliding their feet, or do they jump a lot? Like that's important. And so, and those type of things are harder when you're at a lower level, because most of you are probably not reading a scouting report or watching scout film on your opponents to study those type of things, to be ready. And so you got to be able to pick it up on the fly. That's why open gym is so important. Like when you're playing open gym, like when I'm playing open gym, what I do is I really just pay attention to like who's who. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to shoot a lot, who likes to do certain moves. Like I'm paying attention to all that. I'm paying attention to who's going to try to block shots the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to leave their man when I drive. Like I'm picking all that up at a rapid pace off every single possession. And then after that, that's when, I start to know, okay, I can get away with these things. I can get away with that, whatever it is. And I've seen this thing where like Messi walks the field for like the first 5 minutes of the game. That's what he's doing. He's just taking inventory of like what everybody's doing. Okay, when the ball starts moving this direction, this is kind of what this player does. Like, okay, he don't run hard. This dude overcorrects and sprints too far out of position. There's space that opens up right here. Like, you got to start to pick up those type of things as you go. And then you just, the way to, and then after that, you got to have answers for it. And so the way you have answers for it is by studying the game and going through experiences of knowing, okay, I know that when a player overhelps, okay, this is what's open during that. And so when you go to a place and you play and you recognize, okay, that player's overhelps, I already have an answer from that because I've seen it on film and I've been through that experience already. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it works. Or that's how it works. You know what I mean? Do I think mastering triple threat is the most efficient, easiest way to score? Yeah, I would say. So the thing about that is triple threat and having a dribble is sort of the same thing. And I can't really explain it. I would have to like make a video on it, which I probably should. But there's really no difference. And then when Iverson does like a step cross, or when James Harden has the ball at the top of the key and he's in his dribble, right? And he does that like tween cross thing and he keeps like jabbing his foot. What's the difference between that and a jab step when you're just holding it in triple threat? there's really not much difference. The only difference is like, you know, yeah, there's just not much. I was trying to think of something, but I probably can't think of it right now. I just think there's not really much difference between that. Because if I got a dribble, I can still jab step you while I'm dribbling the ball. You know what I'm saying? There's no difference. I think the only difference is, who's doing it. And so James Harden might be better doing that off the dribble, but then like somebody like Kevin Durant might be better on a triple threat version of that. So it's all the same. It's all fake right. It's all fake left, fake shot. It's all the same. Like a pump fake is the same as like a hezzy when you fake like you're gonna shoot off the dribble. It's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just, are you good at doing one of them or doing one or the other? LeBron does that at the beginning of games. Yeah, LeBron does that at the beginning. Like it's just a smart thing to do. And like once you play so much, you just know, like what to look for, and you try to recognize tendencies and patterns, and then that allows you to think back into all your experiences and all the things that you have seen and all the film you studied to have answers ready for the circumstance. Because there's really only so many things that defenders do. And so like once you know every pattern of the defense, then you'll know what to do on offense. So I think, yeah, that's what it is. I think studying defense will make you better at offense. And I think that's what Tom Brady did. Like he understood everything about defense. And so that's why he was so good at quarterback. It's like he knows what defenses are supposed to do. And so in every situation, if you know what you're supposed to do defensively when things happen, okay, like pick and roll, I'm supposed to do this. Okay, they drive weak side, I'm supposed to do this. Or when I'm denying my man and he moves this way, I'm supposed to do this. If you know all the rules defensively, you'll be able to take advantage of them offensively. And that's the thing that I always knew, because I think I was taught defense really well, and like I just knew help and where to be and how to help the helper and like how to deny and all this other shit and positioning. I knew all that stuff so well, so I could just flip it and be like, okay, I know what you're supposed to do. And if you do it, I have an answer for it. And if you fuck it up, I have an answer for it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. But there's only so many things, and you just have to study the patterns. And that's kind of why I'm making my academy. I'm trying to find all the patterns and find all the answers and put them in video form for people to have them. So that's the goal of my academy. That's why I make it, because I want to make it as simple as possible. And I don't want people watching 44 drills on how to blah, 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 and you don't understand defensive concepts to take advantage of. You know what I'm saying? It's IQ, bro. I'm having a hard time taking over, even though I'm the best player on my team. I think taking over, like being the best player on the team, is responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm glad you said this, because a lot of people think like they want to do it, but the responsibility that comes with it is really a lot. And if you're not made for it, and if you don't have the right attitude about it, it's difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why certain NBA players, like even though a lot of NBA players are really good, there's just certain NBA players that they can't just take the game over and win it for you. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody in the NBA cannot do that, even though they're all good. It's a mindset thing. And I think it comes from, you know what's crazy? I think it comes from pickup basketball, because for me, the reason I was able to do it on all the teams that I played for, or like whenever I had the opportunity to, handle the ball down the stretch and like take the big shots and make the big plays, it was because I was doing that on pickup runs my entire life. So when we're going to 7 and it's 6-6, I shot that shot a lot to try to win the game, make or miss. I've done that a lot. Or I've had the ball at the top of the key and we're up 1 and we need to score so we can win this game, or whatever it is. Like I've been in that position so many times in a pickup game that when it came to the real game, it was something I was already used to. You know what I'm saying? And so I really think that translates from, it's like when you're going to specific points and maybe you're down 1 and y'all need buckets. And so it's like, give me the ball. I'm about to get a bucket so we can tie the game and then we can go get a stop, and then give me the ball again because I'm about to create something for us to win. You know what I'm saying? And it's trusting yourself and just going through that experience and shoring up your skills and being good enough to do that. And I think also being fearless about it. And I think, I think the right mindset to have about it is you got to really believe that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? Like just the fact that you said I'm having a hard time taking over, I think there's something in there that's just like a belief as if you can't do it. So for me, I think my own personal experience in those moments, I never thought I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I never made the fourth quarter different than the first quarter. So if I can kill you in the first quarter, I can kill you in the fourth quarter. I don't care what time it is. You know what I'm saying? I've never separated the time or separated game from practice. And I think that's the reason that a lot of players struggle in crunch time, because they're like, oh my God, it's a big moment. And it's like, bro, you should have been, everything's a big moment. You know what I mean? So you got to change your mindset to be like, everything is a big moment. So then when you get to the fourth quarter, it's not different for you, it's different for everybody else. And that's how I always felt in the game, is like, the reason I played better in games than I did anywhere else was because the game wasn't different for me. The game was different for everybody else. So I knew that you're making step back threes on me in open gym. I know you're not doing that in the game. So it's like, when we get into a game, I'm going to do everything that I've been doing at this open gym. I will do that in the game. That's what makes me more dangerous. You know what I mean? And that's what makes me more fearless, because I don't care what context or what setting or who we're playing. I'm going to do what I always do. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of attitude you got to have going into everything, going into one-on-ones, going into your own practices. Like, when you practice by yourself, like, you should be getting into the zone as if you're in the game. Like, it's like serious. You know what I'm saying? That's how it translates. Is having a fadeaway needed for a point guard that's six? Bro, that's... I don't even know what to say to that type of question. And it's like, I swear I'm not trying to be an asshole, but it's like, dude, I don't know. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Does Steph Curry need a fadeaway? I don't know. Kyrie has one. Like, does Halliburton have a fadeaway? Magic Johnson had a fadeaway? I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just, can you get shots off? That's all it comes down to. And I think the thing is, a lot of you want to be so specific with, like, do I need this specific shot? Do I need a left-hand floater? It's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think you just got to be able to know, can you get shots off or not? You know, and why can you and why can't you? And do you struggle in certain areas of the floor because you don't have a shot? Like, some people shoot floaters from the same spot somebody else might shoot a fadeaway from the same spot someone else might shoot a step back from. You know what I mean? So people do different things in the same spot. It just depends on you and your own game and your own experience and what you're comfortable with. Like, that's really what it comes down to. So there is no need. It's just, can you make shots from the places that you get to on the court and where you get the ball? You know what I mean? That's what I miss. What should be the main thing I want to develop as a small freshman into the off season? This is one of those things again, bro. It's like, this is what I'll tell you for development. You have to take your biggest weakness and make that a supreme priority. And you got to take it out of, like, the biggest category. So if you really cannot pass, you need to learn how to pass today. You know what I'm saying? If you are really bad on defense, you need to learn how to play defense today. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to rank your weaknesses and just attack them. So for me, I knew there was times when I got my jump shot right, it was like, okay, I got my handles right. Okay, I'm a little bit slow. I'm out of shape. Let me start running. You know, I'm bad on defense. Let me start hitting slides and shit like that. Okay, I'm a little bit weak. Let me hit the weights. You know what I'm saying? You got to, like, that's how you want to attack it. But don't be as specific about it. Just, like, take big categories. So, like, okay, I can catch and shoot, but I can't shoot off the dribble. Let me shoot off the dribble. Let me get that down pat. And then you still got to practice the other stuff, but it's just like, your weaknesses have to take priority every day, and you got to take stock every day. And then once you get good at one, it's like, okay, what's my next biggest glaring weakness? Let me work on this. You know what I mean? Because that's what I do with my students. Like, some of my students, it's like, okay, you really got to learn how to shoot. Like, if all else fails, you can shoot the ball. And so we about to get the shooting in. We'd get the shooting in. Then it's like, okay, damn, you can't really dribble. Oh, shit. We about to dribble the shit out of the ball. You know what I'm saying? Now get your handle right. Get comfortable with the ball. Okay, you don't understand how to read the game. Okay, IQ, we're about to watch film. I'm about to put you in situations where you got to read things. I'm about to let you play one-on-one or whatever it is. Okay, you're getting better at that. And it's just like, that's how you want to attack it. You just build it piece by piece, but you got to attack it with volume and do it properly. And so a lot of people attack it with volume, but they're not focused on doing things right. And it's like, when you attack your weaknesses, you got to think, what is the best way to do this? What do I need to focus on while I'm practicing? So when you're practicing dribbling, are you focusing on keeping a wide base and staying on balance? Are you focusing on changing directions properly? Or are you focused on keeping your dribble low You know what I'm saying? Like those type of things. And those are the fundamentals that you got to practice. So when somebody asks me, does Kyrie practice his fundamentals? It's like, that's all he practices. Everything is fundamental. You know what I mean? It's not like a fundamental isn't a category of what you're doing. It's how you're doing it. So he only practices fundamental. When he's shooting, he's making sure his feet are right. He's making sure his elbow is pointed or however he does it. He's making sure he's holding his follow through, keeping his offhand close. That's fundamental. It's not that shooting is fundamental. It's that because some people shoot like this. That doesn't make it fundamental. It's shooting. You know what I'm saying? But it's how. And so when you attack those weaknesses, it's how do I play perfect defense? How do I shoot perfectly? How do I work on my footwork? How do I post up fundamentally? How do I rebound fundamentally? It's all that's what it is. Oh, my free resources, they're on my website. If you just click my website, hit start game. I made it like a video game because I like video games. So my website looks like a video game when you open it. Yeah, and then just go, you'll see it. It says free resources. And when you do go on my website, all the buttons don't work because I don't have all the pages completed, like extra services and like shop and shit like that. Them buttons don't work right now. So I'm getting them together. How to read the game better as a point guard. I think it's all the same. It's like if you're affected by pressure, you won't even have time to read the game. You'll only be worried about pressure. So the first thing is like be unfazed by ball pressure. And then just watch film and understand what's happening. And I think one good thing to do is if you can like play a 3-on-3, but play it with like no dribbles. And when you have the ball, you'll have to watch your teammates cut. You'll have to watch them set screens and see who's going to be open. You know what I'm saying? Like be the passer and let other people set screens and cut and try to like read whether somebody's going to cut and be open or backdoor or all that kind of stuff. Like that's how you get smarter at it. By just having the ball and watching other people try to get open and try to make that pass. How do I work on doing the same things I do in pickup to translate into the game? I think this is what I talked about earlier. It's really you're welcome, Homer. You're welcome. Yeah, to get things to translate to the game. It's what I said last time, like everything has to be the same. And so you're already separating pickup in the game. That is the issue. It's not what you're doing. It's like in your mind, pickup is different than in a game. Like to me, it's all the fucking same. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to pickup, I play as if I'm in a game. Like I really do. Whether I'm out of shape, like I went and played a couple weeks ago, I was out of shape as fuck. But like I'm playing real defense. I'm stopping you from scoring. I'm gonna be in help. I'm denying. I'm contesting shots. Like I'm in the passing lane. I'm running. I'm making the right passes and moving the ball. And like I'll set a screen. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all the same to me. So then when I play an actual game, it's just habit. It's a building of the habit of playing for real all the time. And then your competition has to be playing for real. If you're playing people that aren't going to do shit, then you're wasting your time. You got to play other people that are going to play for real and make everything real. That's the number one thing when it comes to translating. That's it. How much would it take to train with you? I charge $150 a month in person. But I don't have it up on my website. I don't really have it open right now just because like gym space is fucking fluky. Like today I tried to go train and miraculously the gym's closed and I've been at the same gym every morning. Now all of a sudden they're not open at 1 or at 10 anymore. They're open at 1. So it's like that fucked my whole shit up. And so I don't really have the ability to train with me right now. So I'm working on it. I really need to clean that up and figure that out because that's something I really want to do. How do you be unfazed by ball pressure? I think you just got to practice against it. So it's like, this is another one of the self-answering questions, right? And it's like, I'm always going to call out self-answering questions so you guys can recognize them. So then you don't feel like you got to ask, you know what I mean? And the thing I like is like, I love that y'all love to ask questions and shit, but I'm trying to teach you how to think about it and to figure out whether you need to ask or you need to just do. And so it's like, how do I be unfazed by ball pressure? It's like practice against ball pressure. I literally had one of my students, we worked on ball pressure for like the last 2 weeks. And then she was in a situation to where she had to use it in practice because like she switched teams and played against one of the better players. So the best players were like playing against each other. And she had used the techniques that we worked on and had the mindset and all that stuff that we worked on in that practice. And she told me, she's like, yeah, like all the stuff that we did at practice, going through the ball pressure, like, handling it for 5-10 seconds and not losing it, like all that stuff helped. You know what I'm saying? So when the situation arose, she was able to handle the ball pressure because we had worked on it. And so like, that's really what it is put yourself in the situation of the thing that you can't do and just rep it out. It's really that. And even if you got to do it at an open gym and like, what I'm saying, or ask a really good defender, be like, hey, press me. I just want to work on, play one-on-one full court and press or some shit. Like, you got to put yourself in that situation. How to get better at playing with trash spacing? Shoot it. Honestly. How to practice staying low? Again, like, be conscious. You know what I'm saying? Be conscious of what you're doing and film yourself. That's another good way, is like film yourself when you're practicing so you can watch your own practice happen and be like, okay, my dribble wasn't low enough, so let me get even lower, and exaggerate everything you do. So if you're supposed to dribble, I always say dribble knee level, but like for me, when I practice my dribbling, I keep it by my calf. I exaggerate because in the game, like you won't be as good as you are in practice. It's just how it is. It's fast. It's intense. So if you're like a 80% shooter in the game or in practice, like that percentage is going to go down. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how everything works. So exaggerate all the things that you do while you're practicing, like dribble lower than you normally would, make yourself get lower than you normally would. When you're driving to the basket, practicing that, rip through lower than you normally would, like make that a habit. And then when you go to the game, you'll rip through low enough, even though it's not as low as you practice, it'll still be enough. It'll be good enough to work. Talk more about being calm during the game. So yeah, during the game, like I think it just comes with, you got to have like the right perspective and you got to have a lot of experience. Like the more experience you have, the calmer you are. So it's like driving, right? The first time you drive, you're kind of like, oh shit, okay, I'm driving. Like this shit kind of, you little like hyper nervous or like whatever you call it. You're like hyper aware and you're like, okay, what's over here? What's over? You're looking at all the mirrors like 1,000 times. But then you drive for a year, you're fucking one hand, looking on your phone, eating food, like bullshit. You know what I mean? So it's the way to be calm is to get the experience needed. And so then it just doesn't phase you. Damn, KD had 40. 18 for 25, 9 rebounds. KD's been hooping this year. He should be in the MVP conversation, low-key. But yeah, that's really what it is, bro, to be honest. What do you think coaches prioritize the most that will make me stay in the game longer? IQ. If you make smart decisions every time, you're going to be trusted. Like, because I think about when I coach, that's at least the number one thing. After that, then it's like defense. Do you understand where to be? Are you aware of what you're supposed to be running? Do you know how to play help defense? You know what I mean? Like, I think just, yeah, that's all comes down to just being smart. So being smart is the number one thing that'll keep you on the court, and the ability to make good passes and play defense. Like, even if you can't shoot, and you got to be able to make a layup, like a wide open layup, obviously. So if you can make a wide open layup, you can make free throws, you make smart decisions every time, and you just generally know what's going on, and you can play man-to-man defense, one-on-one or off-ball defense, you're going to play. You know what I'm saying? And then everything else after that, you just got to get better and then you'll get more minutes. But that's like the baseline. When I think about when I coach, the people that it's hard to trust, the hardest thing to do is put somebody in the game where I think they're going to make a bad decision by far. It's like I'll look down the bench and I'm like, if I put him in, he's going to fuck up and he's going to throw a bad pass or do some goofy shit. That's what I always think about when I'm trying to figure out who I want to put in the game. And when I take people out, I always think about, okay, like who's just messing the game up right now? Like who's making poor decisions? Who's taking like the worst shots? You know what I'm saying? Those are all these people that I take out. Mistakes wise, I don't really take people out for like for honest mistakes. I don't take people out. I'll take you out if you're just not doing what you're supposed to do. And so if you have a role, if you're like, if I'm like, hey, don't shoot these type of shots because the last 3 games you've been fucking airballing, and then you can go out there and start shooting them type of shots, like it's over. You know what I'm saying? If you're not swinging the ball to somebody that's wide open, or you're just not making the right pass, I'm taking you out. You know what I mean? That's what I think, and I think that's what other coaches would think. It's just you can't put a bad decision maker in the game. It's just not. It's unsustainable for a coach to keep a bad player in the game. What are some things I should look for when watching film? I think when you're watching film, you got to ask yourself the questions of why did they do that, and how did they do that? Like, so how did he get this layup? Why? What are they looking at? You know what I'm saying? And kind of recognize that. And if somebody like helps over, like watch everything. I would say watch one player offensively and defensively. Like watch LeBron play offense and defense. You know, even if you got to go watch older games, and then be like, okay, why is he doing that? Why is he making that pass? Why is he dribbling. Why did he attack left on this one? Why did he take it coast to coast? Like, what is he looking at? Oh, it's okay. This guy was out of position, or his teammate was open on the cut, so he's looking for it. Okay, why did he make the pass? Because there was no help. Okay, why did he shoot it? Because they were giving him space. Whatever. Like, you got to ask yourself questions of like, why are they? Try to understand their mindset. You know, come to Cali. Maybe. I've always wanted to live in Cali low key, but I heard it's not. I heard Cali is kind of wild out there. People shitting in the streets in San Fran. No thanks, bro. Yeah, all my lives go on Spotify, they go on Apple, and they go on YouTube. What days do I train? Right now on Tuesdays, but where I'm helping with the league right now, so I don't really like. And I was doing Sundays, but we got kicked out, so because I was supposed to train today, so it's kind of sporadic. I really got a small group of like 6 kids that I work with right now until I can like solidify gym space to be at every single time, no question. That's the thing I'm trying to do right now. And then after that, I'll let it be known. How to thrive as a small guard. I think watch other small guards and go from there. You got to be quick. You got to be able to shoot. You got to be efficient. During the off season, do you think bulking and working out, or should I focus on being more athletic? I mean, I don't know because I don't know you. This is what I always say is like, there's no right answer. It's just, what do you need in the moment? Like, are you weak? Do you need to get stronger? Or like, are you slow? Or do you have bad footwork? And do you need to get more athletic? I don't know because I don't know you. So you got to know yourself or ask somebody that's around you that's going to tell you the truth and be like, yeah, you need to work on this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you're going to get the answer to that. But when you're lifting weights, you don't want to be lifting like a bodybuilder, getting big and slow. Like, that's just a waste of time. Do you have to have college experience to play overseas? No, you don't. It helps. I wouldn't recommend skipping college or skipping some level of basketball in that stage. Like, unless you've played against top competition and you're elite, then you can go straight from that to overseas. Like, LaMelo Ball was doing it. Brandon Jennings did it. He was one of the first people to do it out of high school. He was supposed to go to Arizona, but he ended up going to overseas, making $1 million, come back, lottery pick. You know, so you don't need it, but I wouldn't recommend it for people. Like, there's a lot of people who haven't played high-level high school basketball. They never played college, and they're like, oh, I want to be a pro. And I'm like, dude, you got some shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people like that, but it's like, you got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go from playing no organized high-level basketball to just going overseas and thinking it's going to be good. Bro, pros are pros, no matter the level. It sounds sweet. Overseas sounds sweet, but them people in them small-ass countries, bro, they're good too. And you got to, I think the number one thing is, I think people got to start looking at professional as a, like, you got to stop looking at it as a status. You got to start looking at it the same way you would look at like a professional, like somebody that does professional skills, like somebody like a professional mechanic, you know what I'm saying? Like, or a professional chef. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I've been cooking in my crib, but I'm going to go be professional chef. It's like, bro, you got to be trained for real trained. You know what I'm saying? Like, people think about professional and they think about it in the wrong context. They just think it's like, oh, it's overseas, it doesn't matter. It's like, no, that shit ain't real. Thoughts on Eli Ellis? I mean, he looked good. It's hard for me to gauge that competition, you know what I'm saying? So I really can't judge anybody that's like in the OTE league or the G League Ignite or like all that shit, because I don't really know. Like, they're playing within themselves, so like, it's not as if they're going to play. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who they're playing, to be honest, but it's too hard to judge, to be honest. But he seems solid. He seems like a solid player. You know, was Gilbert Arenas actually shooting 2,000 shots every day? I mean, look at the results, bro. Like, you don't average. Like, okay, Tyrese Maxey said in all his sessions he does 800 makes. So automatically that makes you think he's doing more than one session a day. So that's 1,600 makes a day. And so he's averaging 30. And so I just don't think you can average 30 in the NBA as a guard that shoots jump shots and not shoot 2,000 shots a day. Like, I've shot 2,000 shots in certain days. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've religiously made probably 700 shots a day for a good stretch of my career in college. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, if I'm doing that and I'm at school and NBA players, their only obligation is to play basketball, and then they're the best, you know what I'm saying, player on their team, then it's like, yeah, they're probably doing that. You know, I believe it. But I think it's hard for people to believe if they have not done that. So, like, I know what it feels like to shoot thousands of shots. And I know what it feels like in the game when you actually shoot it. And it's like, this shit is automatic. This shit is going in every game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I felt. It's like, I don't care. It's going in. I know what that feels like. And so that's probably how they feel at the level that they're at, you know? And so when it looks like easy, when it looks like they're making the shit a lot, you know what I'm saying? This jump shot, if you can't leave him open, like the definition of can't leave him open, that was a hell of a catch. That was insane. That's going to be on somebody's IG or some shit. LeBron just threw a pass on a rope. But I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I just think, you know, that amount of, you can't be that good at that high of level. And like, there's shooters you legitimately cannot leave. You cannot leave Steph Curry open, bro. You can't leave Dame open. You can't leave Tyrese Maxey open. You can't leave James Harden open. Like, them shits are going in. And it's the reason it's so automatic. Like, think about, you know, when you play at your level, you play at the rec or you play at somebody, it's like, there's certain people, it's like, okay, I shouldn't even say at the rec. Like, in a real game, if you've ever come across a shooter where that shit is automatic, like, they're shooting a lot. I played against kids. I played against a dude that ended up making the G League, and I played against him when he was a freshman. And I was a sophomore. He was a freshman, and we were both on JV. And he had like the fastest 30 points I ever saw in my life. You know what I'm saying? As a freshman, just like spraying. And then he hits the state tournament, and he's making like, you know, 8 threes in a game. And so I know he shoots a lot. Like, he is a sniper. What was my best shooting performance in my career? That's tough to say. I'd probably say there was one time where he played a JUCO, and I scored like 14 points in about 90 seconds. So I'd say that little window. It was literally like fresh out of halftime. I hit the first 3 in the first 5 seconds, and then I just like blacked out. I made 3 more threes and like a rainbow floater over the center, and then I got subbed, and I had like 2 deflections, and then I was tired of shit and I got subbed out. So probably that, or I think same season we played, it wasn't another JUCO. I can't remember who we were playing, but it was at home, and I think I probably had like a good 20 something, but like everything was going in. Like, you know, the T-Mac where he does like the dribble, he fakes the drive, and then he spins back and does a fadeaway. Like, I did that in the first half of the game. I was just making everything. Like, people in my face just couldn't even see them making mid ranges. Probably that. And then one weird one I always remember from middle school was when I hit like 7 threes to win a championship. I think I still got the medal somewhere. It's probably at my mom's house, to be honest. But I don't know. It's hard to remember a lot. But I would say like some of those. There was a high school game where I made 3 threes. But I wasn't getting the minutes. So like, I made a 3, got subbed, made a 3, got subbed, because my coach was just on bullshit. Best way to get in contact though, the overseas coaches. I think, I cannot remember. You gotta just network a little bit. That, like, LinkedIn's a good place to post film. They're on there. I think the best thing is to get a hold of agents who can help you get a hold of coaches. So like, agents, they hang out on LinkedIn. Post your film and just like let it be known that you want to play pro, things like that, and search, like, just start searching around like overseas basketball stuff, and you'll start to find the right answers. You know, I don't have all the answers for that, but I'd say just search around a lot. How do I progress to that over time? I start at like 200 sessions a day. So I don't know how to progress to it. Like, you got to kind of figure it out on your own of what you can handle. Because for me, I didn't start out doing like 5 hours in a row of my workouts. You know, that's what I ended up at. Of like, I could work out from, I think I used to go to the Y, and I would work out from 7 to like 11:30, and then go home like straight. You know what I'm saying? But I had to build up to that. And so I think getting in shape is like the first thing. Make sure your body's right so you don't hurt yourself, and then gradually increasing it, because you got to be able to go through it mentally too. 700 shots a session. Yes, my seven. Everything I did was like in a row. So like when I was in the gym, I was there for 4 straight hours. You know what I mean? Like I didn't 3 or 4 straight hours. I didn't really take breaks and be like, okay, that's the first half of my workout. I just, if I'm there, I'm there. I'm just going till I feel like I'm done with what I'm supposed to be doing. And then like I would shoot. So like that'd be my main workout at night. But like during the day, I'm shooting during lunch. I'm not even counting those. I'm just in there just shooting. Before practice, I'm shooting. After practice, I'm shooting. So I was probably like realistically 1,000 a day, something like that, unofficially, you know. But some days I wasn't always hitting the 700. There's some days I might do 6. There's some days I might do 8. It just, I don't know. It just depends, but it was in that range. I think for me, I was just like doing as much as I possibly could. Like that was my goal. When you say makes, are you only referring to jump shots? Actually, yeah, I was only referring to jump shots. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, because I did all my layups. Like I was making hundreds of layups. I was making hundreds of floaters before I even got to form shooting. And so, yeah, yeah, I won't even know what the number is for that. Probably 1,000 a session. Just complete makes, counting layups and floaters. You know, secret to scoring: don't force it. I think that's the number one thing. What's my pregame meal? It used to be a box of Sour Patch Kids. Do I hoop in Omaha at all? No, not really, because my body's been messed up. I haven't been able to hoop. Like I'm about to get my Y membership back and just work on my body before I start playing. Because if I play too much without working on it, I'm gonna get hurt. I know. So I'm not gonna play a lot until I can get in a routine of taking care of myself. What do you look at or focus on while shooting? I don't look at anything specific. That's me personally. I just see the entire thing and I just let that shit fly. You know what I mean? Do I think there will be a 100-point game? Probably not. Probably not. I think it's just, actually, it depends, man. The one person that could have done it was Steph, probably, because he can just, like in the All-Star game, how many threes did he hit? Like 17 or some shit? Like, I think he could do that in a real game, but it's like some of these players, they don't play the fourth. Just like random, it might be a blowout. So I don't know. When somebody's scoring 100, I feel like that's a blowout. You know what I'm saying? Like there was very few times where them points were needed. You know, like Kobe's 81 was needed. Devin Booker, when he had 70, like they were losing the whole game. Like he needed them points to try to win. Donovan Mitchell's, I don't know what the score was for that. I can't remember who had the other 70, but yeah, I think it's doable. I don't think it'll happen. I think it's doable. I don't think it'll happen, but could be wrong. If I had a better coach, do I think I would have went pro? 1,000%. And I'm not even saying like NBA pro, but like just pro 1,000%, not even a question. And it's the only reason I say that is because it's like I know the level of competition I played against. I know other players that played pro, and it's like, okay, I know I can. If he can play pro, I know I can play pro. You know, I think it's just I didn't know what I was supposed to do to get there. Like it's that simple for me. You know what I'm saying? On top of just injuries, bad circumstance, unawareness of just like myself, of what I was doing. There's a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a mentor. I think that's the number one thing I always say. So when I answered that earlier, like, yeah, if I would have had a coach mentor, not even a question. My tips on better focus: try to get 300. Yeah, just try 300 session, then just up it. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe it's like, okay, let me get a 3. Then when you're done with that 300, see if you can stack on a little more. Okay, I could do 300. Let me see if I can hit 350. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes you might just end it with like 50 free throws, making them a casual, you know, casual jump shots. And everything doesn't have to be like full on intensity. Like standstill jump shots count. So just catching and shooting, like those count. That's like gets you in rhythm. That gets you in the zone. That gets you focused. What are my tips on better focus? I would say try to stay off your phone as much as possible. Like that's a real one. Like this shit right here is frying our brains 1,000%. So I would try to like limit your phone time. Just like go outside without it. I think video games help focus, to be honest. Like shooting games, which I don't really promoting like violent video games, but I think video games help focus, just straight up. So whatever game you got to play. Because it's like, think about it, there's so much going on in a video game and you're in control of everything that's happening. Like if you're playing FIFA or something, or you're playing 2K, or you're playing Call of Duty or Halo or whatever, you're in control of everything that's happening, and you got to be aware of the score and everything. So it's like it ups your awareness. You got to stay focused. You're gonna lose, especially if it's to somebody good. Um, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I gotta keep making content. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I don't want to. Like I didn't really want to go live. Like I wanted to work on this YouTube shit because I think I really got it down mentally of like what to do on YouTube. So that's my next project of like I did well on TikTok and then I did well on Instagram, and so now it's like I want to do well on YouTube. Because I think it's easier for people to find those videos long term. Because like think on a TikTok, my TikTok might get 1 million views, but then it might never be seen again. Like you can't really search up what I talked about in that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think on YouTube, like I can be more intentional with my content and know somebody's gonna see like. There's a video right now that's getting more views recently, all of a sudden, and I made that video like 2 years ago, and now people are just now finding it. You know, and so yeah, that's gonna be. I'm going after YouTube next, and they pay more. I got fucking 40% RPM on this bullshit, or like 70 cents. Fuck out of here. I'm finna be training NBA players. Okay, the thing about that, bro, is appreciate you. Have a good night. Appreciate you. The thing about NBA players, I don't want to train NBA players. Like, if I'm being real with myself, I just don't. Like, I don't see. Like, I see the purpose in it. Like, I could really help NBA players learn how to shoot, but it's like, I'd rather help somebody that's in middle school or high school become elite. You know what I'm saying? And like, really help them in general. Because like, I help a lot of players with like their mindset or just thinking about things differently, or they feel like they can connect with me because nobody else understands like what they're trying to do. Like there's not a lot of people that understand what it's actually like to be obsessive about basketball, and you know, have people around them that's actually tried to do the things that they're doing. Like the reason I have answers for a lot of my students and how they should be practicing and how to make them better is because I've done all those things. It's not that I read a book or I watched a few videos and like, oh, now okay. And that's the thing is like people think that, you know, reading is enough or watching is enough or hearing is enough. And it's like, no, doing it is what makes you really know. And so the reason I really know shit is because I've done it. You know what I'm saying? I can't have these levels of answers when it comes to training or how to focus in the game. I can't have this level of answer off reading or, you know what I'm saying, watching videos. Like it just doesn't work. You know, and I wouldn't be able to recall it so quick. And so I can go live. I can go live because for one, I'm not afraid of what people are going to ask me. I'll answer pretty much whatever. And then I feel as if like, and I'm okay with saying I don't know. And then also it's just like, I have so much experience where it's like, okay, ask me anything. I'll probably have an answer, you know, but it's based on my experience. But I say all that to say is like, I think the younger people need someone like that. NBA players don't really need me. Like, yeah, I could teach all these dudes how to shoot, but there's someone else that could also teach them how to shoot that works in the NBA circles. It's just they have not sought that person out. And it's for me, it's like there's not a lot of people, especially in my community where I grew up in Lincoln, where it's just somebody that has a very high standard. Like I have the highest standard, I feel like, when it comes to how I think about basketball, how I think we should think about it as a community, how I think players should think. Like they should really strive to be an NBA player. There's people in all these big cities, they actually strive to be an NBA player and they're not afraid of going at it. And I think in a community like ours, where it's a smaller population, there's kids who want it, but they can't talk to an adult about it. Like it's hard to talk to an adult about going to the NBA and having them be like, okay, this is what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times that's going to get shut down by their bum ass teacher, or their parents ain't going to believe it, or even their coach ain't going to believe it. They're going to be like, or their coach ain't going to have a real answer for him. But for me, like, I've worked out for 8 hours a day before. So I understand what it's like, and I understand what you got to do to be 100% certain in your skills. And I know what it's like to get better at every single skill. I know how to do it. And so it's like younger people need somebody that's gone through all of that, that's played every position, that's had bad coaches, good coaches, that's came off the bench, that's played no minutes, that's started, been the main guy, you know, been the secondary guy. Like I've been through all those experiences. And so like that's how I'm able to have the answers that I have. And I think it's just meant to be that way. You know what I'm saying? I really just think it's meant to be that way. Oh, a game that helps reaction time. Just any video game. Yeah, like on your phone. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's on the phone that's recording right now. So I'll post a screenshot of it. It's like Dactyl. That's what it is. Dactil or some shit like that. And you just like hit the dots as they and before the bombs explode. Yeah, that'll help you. But yeah, any game. Yes, these are recorded. They will be on podcasts, platforms, and YouTube. Do I have a video on a good stretching routine? I don't, but I know there's thousands of experts online that do. So I would YouTube it. Yeah, I would. Like, and it's not to say I wouldn't help NBA players. It's just like it's not my priority. If one of them asked me, yes, I would help them, but I'm not gonna be like, okay, let me get an NBA player to up my status. I just don't care about status that much. I just care about doing what I love to do. You surprised your content is reaching the NBA players' attention this quick? I don't know, because I think NBA players are just regular people, and so like if you're a basketball head, you're gonna see basketball content. You know, if you're just around the game, you know. And it was funny, like when Kawhi was in that interview talking about he's seen the Wilt Chamberlain video, and when he wasn't, or when Bill Russell wasn't contesting him, I was just laughing. You know what I mean? But I don't. For me, it's not like a huge deal. It's cool, but it's not like it doesn't change my perspective on anything. I don't feel like, oh, okay, I'm solidified because NBA players follow me or they like my content or whatever. Like I don't feel as if it changes who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna be me. There's some NBA players that probably disagree with what I'm saying. There's some that agree with what I'm saying. So like it's all the same to me. It's just they're not special just because they're in the NBA. They just, perfected the craft. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't. I don't see them as any different than another person. But I'm not surprised. No. A Kyrie collab would be goated. No, you know what? It would be. It would be. That's the only NBA player that I feel like I would want to connect with, because I feel like I feel like he's as real as I am. You know what I'm saying? And like you just recognize the realness and the obsessiveness over the craft. And I think all the things that he did as a kid and his play style, like that's what I was going after. Like I was after that play style, which I didn't even know that play style existed. It's just that's kind of how things come together. So, and we're the same age and we're literally the same age and the exact same height and weight and everything, exact same. It's just crazy to me. I got his basketball card right here. I don't know if y'all can see this. Yeah. My bad, the light's reflecting all weird, but it's my bookmark. What should I do when I lose motivation to play ball? This will be the last one I end with. So before I answer that, I appreciate y'all for being in the live. I went over the time just because it was cool talking to y'all. Actually, I'll answer last few. When did I start taking basketball seriously? When I was 12. Have I ever sent players to D1 or colleges from high school? Not yet. Okay, and the last thing I'll answer, and before I'm off, and then I'm going to close my phone out. Somebody said, is my wing program a good way to transform my offensive game and get more buckets? Yes, but it depends. Like, if your movement's already good, if you're solid at basketball already and, like, you can move decent and you're just, like, decently good at basketball, you know what I mean? Like, yes, 1,000%. All those programs will help you. But the last one, what should I do when I lose motivation to play ball? Yeah, I'm off. I can't see the chat no more because it's my last one. So if you lose motivation to play basketball, I think the number one thing, and this is what I always tell people, is you gotta search for the fun in it. So you gotta eliminate everything. Eliminate working out, eliminate regimen, lifting weights, eliminate feeling like you have to go do something to get better. Eliminate all that shit. Just do the thing that's the most fun within basketball. Whether it's like, I'm just going to go get shots up today, I'm going to go play pickup today, or I just want to play some 2-on-2, or, I just want to shoot trick shots and half court shots at the gym. Like, you got to find the fun, because you got to think about it. Why did we all start playing basketball? Like, just from day one, why did we start playing basketball? It's because it was fun. You know what I'm saying? And like, you were just at recess one day, or your dad had you out in the driveway and y'all was shooting buckets and you're like, okay, I like this. This is fun. I'm shooting. When you're at the rec, okay, I like dribbling up. I'm dribbling, and my shot's funky, but I like playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it starts when you're young. It's just fun. And so I think that's always has to be the root of it. If it's not fun, then you got to stop everything until it is. Like, and that doesn't mean you can't have like off days or bad days or whatever it is, and you should stop and just not do anything because you're having an off day. It's like I've worked out when I really did not feel like going to the gym. I have been at the gym and like done a full-fledged workout them days, but if deep in your core it's like, okay, I'm not having fun, I have zero motivation, stop everything and just be like, what would I do that would make basketball fun right now? I don't care if you just go shoot for 10 minutes. Go in there, shoot a couple shots, walk out. You know what I'm saying? And what'll happen is you'll gradually start to want to do more. So like you might just plan on, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym for like 5 minutes. Next thing you know, you're in there for an hour just shooting around. But you didn't go into it being like, okay, I'm gonna go shoot for an hour. You know what I'm saying? You just wanted to go do it. I think that's the key to it. And then after that, everything will start filling itself in. Like you'll start to be like, okay, I'm gonna get a workout in today. I'm feeling good. Let me lift a little bit. Let me run a little bit. Okay, let me work on my shot. Let me work on my game. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel like you got to do it and it's, it's not fun, it's cooked. It's done at some point. And the thing about, before I go, somebody said that, that one dude, I can't remember, I don't know, TV Banks or something like that. They said he invented cooked, bro. We've been saying it. And then someone was like, oh, some Illuminati came up with it. And I was like, yeah, he was saying that. I forgot. But I've been saying it. And then when someone else heard me say it, they're like, oh, yeah, you be watching TV Banks. I was like, bro, I've been saying cooked for the longest time. I'm going to have to come up with something else. But yeah, that's it. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to go to my website for the free shooting resources. Or if you want a workout plan, they're on there. Or if you want to join the academy, that's on there too. But definitely get the free resources, if anything else, like the shooting maps on there, shooting 101, pro shooting secrets. I need to put some other free shit that's not shooting. But other than that, I'm gonna holla at y'all. Oh, there's a jumping program on there too.